last night that I would die for it.
What I would want to see today is how this first 15-minute candle opens. I'll keep my stop up here, just above this original thrust candle, the downside. I'm going to go ahead and take that for a light profit, a quick little scalp there, possibly re-enter if we get another good entry. Not bad for a 90-minute workday. All right, so every day you got to start your day with at least 2 shots of espresso, got some electrolytes, and we are ready. Well, almost ready. But today we've got NVIDIA earnings. On top of that, I'm coming off a pretty big week last week. I haven't traded at all. Today's Wednesday. Last week, I made about 40K. So anytime I come off of a big week like that, I always want to move a little bit slower, be a little bit more patient when I'm looking for a trade, because I know myself, typically, if I go on a nice streak like that, if I'm not careful, I'll go into the market a little headstrong. And even after 9 years, guys, you're not going to be perfect. I never want to put off the image that I don't make mistakes or that I just win every day. I know myself. I know where my weak points are. And usually it's whenever I have a really good day, I'll come into the next day being a little bit overzealous, not necessarily on risk, but just on the trades that I'll take. So I always make sure to be mindful of these things before your day. If you have something that you know is your weak point, just write it down, stay mindful of it. And whenever you come to that mental crossroads of making the right or wrong decision, you'll probably do a lot better. All right, so to kind of go over today, we've got NVIDIA earnings after the markets. This is kind of what I think the market's been waiting on to get any kind of like real clarity. So I'm not going to be very overzealous today on trades. Not saying I won't trade, but I definitely want to see a little bit more in terms of confirmation and just make sure I'm taking a really, really clear trade. So when I see the profile, what I'm seeing, we have overall an imbalance profile, but we've got some high volume nodes here, kind of trading within this high volume node right here. You know, honestly, I don't really see any kind of really clear good roadmap today. Only thing would be like if we started to slip below this low, I'll mark this, but I would almost be surprised to see that happen before NVIDIA. What I would want to see today is how this first 15-minute candle opens, because these levels are going to be a little more significant than the 5-minute. Now the 5-minute is a little bit more quick. You get more setups on it, but I like trading the 5-minute. Like for example, last week, the 5-minute absolutely crushed, right? Just trading the break entry. And that was because the markets were expanding really rapidly. And a lot of times those moves you're getting right at the open, they're going to be pretty aggressive. They're going to have some follow through. That's kind of like when that setup's going to work the best. But in a day like this where we're looking at the market and, you know, obviously it's a little indecisive, because the reason NVIDIA is so important, all AI basically runs through NVIDIA. No matter what it is, robotics, AI, anything, like NVIDIA has a hand in pretty much everything. So they're definitely the most important financial report for the AI world, right? Because if NVIDIA starts to drift to the downside in terms of like earnings, you know, that shows that other companies are decreasing spend in AI. One thing I want to be clear on as well is that even if we have, like, let's say we have a bearish set of earnings, right? Well, it's more so the reaction to the earnings that I'm like, for example, like let's say if we had bearish earnings today and we had like a huge move down. Well, just because we have a huge move down doesn't necessarily mean we're going to be bearish. A lot of times you'll have that and then it gets eaten up. So it's really like what happens after. But we're forming this first 15-minute high still got half the candle to go. Now, another setup other than the one I was talking about, you know, if we were to get some kind of displacement under this, is let's say if we do get some kind of like held momentum upwards, we could get somewhat of a move up towards some of these sets of highs. Like once you come to these areas, I always look at it like, okay, well, if we started to get a big push to the downside, maybe could catch some kind of scalp back down. It just depends on the overall intention. I've hit to this last level. Now where I'm watching for is like, how do we react here? Like, let's say if we get some kind of sell off here and then it gets rebounded, that would be a long I would want to take, because now we've kind of cleared out. So like, for example, like let's say if the market, you know, comes up, get some kind of move, and then that down move starts to fake out and you get another leg up, like that would be pretty bullish. That would be the long that I would be interested in. What I like to see on like big moves like this is again, like second layer reactions. Like let's say if we have some kind of move down, if we move under all this, like then how do we react under that? Like, do we start to get more displacement? If so, I would say long. If you start to just really like hold under there and you have some kind of opportunity, possibly catch a short down back towards this consolidation, but that's where my mind is at right now. So just inching up on this low. And this is where you'll get crushed if you're not careful, because you have that big move. And if you caught it, that's why I always say, if you catch a big move like that, the best thing to do is just get off and just go. Get off the screens. But if you miss the big move, for a lot of you guys too, it's almost best to just get off the screens as well if you don't have patience. But this is kind of like where people would just like get crushed, because they're like long, sell. They just feel so much FOMO from missing out. They'll just start doing stuff. And that's when you kind of look back in the day like, damn, what was I doing? So it's a lot to wait for that. It's like a slow grind down. See if we can finally get something here. Just getting this ready. I'm not entering yet. I'm getting a risk profile of where we're at. If we close a candle like this, or even maintain this kind of way so much longer though, I would. I'll keep my stop up here, just above this original thrust candle on the downside. Keep an open TP. This wouldn't even be the profit or take profit. Have it here, but I want to watch this one closely to see if we can get continued move. Logic for it, as we went over, we had a really big move to start the day. Traded up into these highs and these highs, really more so paying attention to this high, and started to get a reversal. Overall, there's a little bit of discretion just based on the range of the day, just trying to catch some kind of mean reversion. But I'll watch this one closely, manage it actively. If we don't get continued displacement down, I wouldn't want to stay in it for long. Because again, the momentum here is trying to trade. Anytime you have a very big, like quick move like this, with like literal no downside at all, a lot of times that move, if you get heavy moves into it and there's no buying, you'll be able to catch a pretty aggressive move through it. But yeah, let's see how this one unfolds. I'm going to bring up my stops to 850 actually and be really aggressive with this, because I want to see a tight squeeze. And I'll also watch this for some kind of partial close or a close as we approach these levels if we don't get momentum down. One way you can do this as well, just how we're reacting to the previous candle's low, is an aggressive way to do it. But just being like super on the ball with watching the aggression. Like I want to see continued, you want to see blood in a move like this. That's like, you don't want to see it like just mess around and dilly-dally around too much. I'm going to go ahead and take that for a light profit, a quick little scalp there, possibly re-enter if we get another good entry. But again, like I was saying, I don't want to watch this hang out for too long. Not to say that it's just like, oh, you know, that's the market's not going to continue. But if I can get a quick little $1,000 like that and then re-enter if needed, I'm happy with that. I'll watch this closely. I'm actually going to re-enter here. Stops at 840. Just keeping round numbers, and I'll watch this pretty closely as well. Just keep an open TP, really just watching more how we're reacting, but I'll have this down here. I'm actually going to go ahead and move my stops to enter on this. Move them a little bit in profit just to cover any fees. I'm going to go ahead and bring up stops to this candle right here. We're approaching that first 15-minute range. I'm going to put a stop right here because I don't want to see a fair value gap not form. So whenever we get in this mode, I'm just really aggressive. So like, for example, I asked myself, like, what do I not want to see here? If we hit this while this candle is open, then we didn't form a fair value gap. I don't want to see that as we're hitting back into this range, because this is where we will probably have some kind of rebound if you start to see something like that. I'm actually going to go ahead and take that trade. So a quick 1300 there. We're hitting into areas where I look at it like we might have an issue. The whole idea of a trade is to catch like an imbalance, like just a complete what we just got, right? So understanding context is so important. This is what I talk about all the time. So for example, like if we have this big straight up only move, look at it like you built a house on stilts here. We saw the hurricane coming. If a hurricane comes and a house is on stilts and it's not falling over, well, maybe it's not a fucking hurricane. Maybe you're overestimating and exaggerating the storm and everything's actually fine. You know, on that note, guys, I'm gonna call it. I'm not gonna keep swinging the bat. I like what I got there. So yeah, a little unorthodox day, but as you can see, it's fine if you be patient. Like, you know, for example, like, yeah, I didn't catch this move, I didn't catch that move, whatever, but I caught some money today. I'm happy with that. Not bad for a 90-minute work day. All right, so we just ended the day. Little 3K, I mean, nothing crazy, but one thing that I want you guys to take away from that session is that you always are gonna have another move, guys. It's not like every move that you see is the only move and you have to take it. So we already went through that. Now I'm going to hop off the markets. I'm gonna go and talk to some of my team members at my businesses to make sure they're all set, and then we're gonna go to the gym.
Outside, little bitch, you better be ready. When the guys outside, little bitch, you better be ready. When the stars around, little bitch, you better be ready. I want to take my time, little bitch, you know I'm ready.
done with work. That took honestly way longer than I thought was going to. Gonna smash a kettlebell workout, and then after that probably get some good food and get ready to go out to the mountains and chill, because this whole live event has been absolute madness. Been a lot of work to put it together, but it was worth it. It was definitely more than worth it. I was excited to kind of escape for a bit and take you guys with me. I don't know if you guys will be able to hear it, but I got the Army Tricks Valvetronics, so you can hear once it... Hold on, we'll get in a straight line. Hear it? The new exhaust sounds crazy. We'll have to get some other shots of it, especially at night, because the flames shoot out on it. Bro, it's honestly kind of extra. Like, I can stop it by shifting it quarters, but the backfire on this tune is wild. I got the M Engineering tune. They only do like McLaren, Lambo, and I want to say Porsche or Ferrari. I can't remember. But yeah, the tune added like 200 to the wheels. This shit's pretty mean now. And that's why I don't let people drive this one unless they've actually driven fast cars. It's fun fact, the McLaren is actually the most wrecked supercar, because a lot of these guys who get these cars, they didn't grow up driving fast cars. And the McLaren, like, I mean, I see why, because it can get away from you pretty easy, especially if you go through a tune like this on it. Because really, like, the Lambos and shit, those are pretty easy to drive. Like, they're so heavy, especially the SVJs. They're not really, like, difficult to drive like that. But the McLaren's just so light. Once you start tuning it, it'll just get away from you. Are you gonna hit the kettlebell workout with me, bro?
I'll try it, yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty fucking savage. Honestly, kettlebells make you feel like 10 times better than doing regular weight shit.
Bro, what are you doing?
Bro, you're gonna hit that mobility, dog. When you hit these kettlebells, man, you gotta get the neck circles, do some arm circles. We're gonna do some lizard stretches, bro. What you know about the lizard stretch?
Nothing.
All right, so this is gonna be our workout for today. 5 swings each hand, 5 squats, and 10 double hand swings, 5 presses each hand, and then push-ups to failure. So we're gonna try to get this as many times as we can in 35 minutes. I wanna get a goal of at least 8, see if we can do it. Still fasting, mildly sleep deprived and dehydrated, but it's okay.
Fuck a pigeonhole, I'm a night owl, it's a different mode. I'ma have to make a paint of 6 on a pinky toe. Heard you with a shooting guard, just let a nigga know. I would have you court side, not the middle row. All good love in a minute though. I can't stress about no bitch cause I'm a timid soul. Plus I'm cooking up ambition on the kitchen stove. Pot start to bubble, see the suds, that shit good to go. Whole sound suave, but I can't get recalled.
All right. So we have 3 minutes to spare. We got 8 in. I'm telling you guys, if you haven't hit kettlebells, don't sleep. It's gonna get you way stronger, way faster. As you can see, it's a pretty boring day in the life, right? Wake up, have a nice little routine, nothing crazy, no 4-hour morning routine, just electrolytes and coffee. Get to work, make some money, do a little more work out. Today though, we're gonna actually go on a nice little escape so I can go do more work while I am at an Airbnb. No, but I think that, I mean, I know that like a lot of people really think that they just wanna do nothing. Like you wanna make a lot of money so you can have freedom, but freedom to do what? For me, it's freedom to do more stuff that I like doing, which is, you know, I guess you could call it work, but it's really not work though. I prefer to do this for like a month straight and then take like a full 4 to 7 day excursion where I do absolutely no work. I don't like just having like every day nothing to do. Like I could pretty much just take all the money I have, put it into some income generating stock or asset or ETF. Like I could just go throw it all in Jeppy. It's like, then what, you know? Maybe whenever I'm like 40 or something, I don't know, just travel the world. But even then, I feel like whenever you retire, it's kind of just like, that's when you start dying in a way. Like that's when your God-given energy starts to just dwindle away. So yeah. Oh man. That's all I'm gonna say. Now, gotta hit that first meal of the day after the fasted workout. I don't really have like a crazy nutrition tracking thing. I just make sure that I get 6 eggs a day and 1 pound of meat and 2 servings of fruit. And I try not to eat many grains. It's not like I'm like not gonna eat anything. Like for example, Anna, my beautiful loving fiance, makes these fucking delicious muffins that are made out of almond flour and chocolate. But it's like they're like homemade. She like literally home makes everything. I'm gonna eat those, you know. I'm not that crazy. If you're doing this kind of workout fasted, and I'm hitting these like 6 days a week, you could pretty much eat what you want. I'm still trying to cut a little bit, but I went through a cycle of like really doing like a heavy deficit and just hit a plateau. So 150 grams turkey with some carrot and onion mix and some zucchini. But like right now I'm gonna eat, we're gonna both split 6 eggs. We'll get 3 eggs, fruit, and ground turkey. Pretty simple stuff, guys. Bon appetit. I hate whenever I fuck my orientation of my plate up. I'm like really particular. That's how I know I got a touch of the, you know. Drop a puzzle piece if you know what I'm talking about down in the chat. Doing this thing like right before bed is the best. Like you literally will sleep like a baby, and it's not like a normal sauna where it's the infrared. It heats you internally to externally. So like, yeah, it's only like 167, but it sneaks up on you. You feel way hotter in a sauna, like starting out, but then after you've been in here for like 20 to 30 minutes, dude, like I was telling you, like Noah and Anna literally both have had near fainting experiences because they weren't hydrated. If you hit this, you almost gotta hit the cold plunge after because you'll be so relaxed and just so ready to go to sleep, dude. It's crazy. And even where I have the 8 sleep, so I track my sleep. The level of like deep sleep, I would go from getting like 15 to 20% to like almost 30% of my sleep was deep sleep, which is like a huge difference. So we've been in here for like 21 minutes. Because the timer was at 20 minutes, now I just set it to 45. Probably stay in here for like another 5 to 10 and then hit the cold plunge. Let's do this thing. If you don't dunk your head or keep your hands in when you cold plunge, you're a bitch. I always leave the timer on and I'll be like sitting there trying to like meditate and I'm like, all right, has it been 2 minutes? And every time I look at it, the timer's just been going off because I don't have my volume up. Dude, I remember when I first started doing this, I got stubborn because I did it at a jiu-jitsu gym and everybody there had done it a bunch and I did it a couple times and they all acted like it was like super hard. And I was like, what's the longest anybody's ever done it for? And they said 7 minutes. And it was like my maybe 10th time doing it. Like I'd been going like every day and doing it, and I did it for 10 minutes, and I was like, yeah. And then, dude, I was literally like jackhammering. Like, you ever heard David Goggins talk about that shit where he's like, they're out there doing the SEAL training, you're like shivering so hard? I literally had that happen on the way home, and I was like, you're so stupid, like ignorantly competitive, about to die of hypothermia to win a competition.
Damn, here we go again. Common passed on this beat, I made it to a jam. Now everything I'm not made me everything I am.
Oh, I'm talking about the Airbnb. In case you're wondering why we aren't in the mountains, because it got too late, and quite honestly, I just don't feel like driving up there. And I was gonna have Anna drive the G-Wagon and me drive the McLaren, but these roads are like pretty crazy and it's dark. Like it's like certain death if you fall off these roads. So I was like, okay, let's just wait till tomorrow. I've been working literally since we had the last cut in the vlog, and which has been a lot with this new app. Like I launched the AI app. Some of you guys may have seen it. We'll go into it a little bit probably later in this video, but it's been a lot of work just continuously updating. The fast pace energy of like starting up tech is really fun because you can iterate it so fast. You launch it, people give you ideas. And I know that if I was a customer of something and I gave a suggestion and then it's like, it actually gets done the same day. Like how cool would that be, right? So, and it's really not hard to do that kind of stuff too. So we've been doing that all day, basically just going back with the dev team, going back and forth with all my traders. Probably clock out of work after this. I literally know I'm lying when I say that. I'll probably get a little more work done, then maybe smoke a cigar, and we're gonna go to the mountains tomorrow. I have to message the Airbnb person and tell them why I'm not showing up to the mansion that I booked. It was like the yacht. Remember we were in the yacht?
Yeah.
And I was just like, you can just turn around. They're like, what do you mean? I'm hungry and we don't have a chef. We can just go home. They're like, you have 4 more hours. I was like, what good is 4 hours if I'm like hungry and like not having fun? We are gonna go hop in the McLaren for a night ride and make use of the night since we are not going to the mountains. You know, honestly, it's kind of funny. I stay so busy, locked in, that I barely drive this car. I mean, I drive it to the gym and stuff, but there's just something about going out on a night ride. You literally can't beat that. What a way to start off the day. There's just something about quiet, other than birds chirping and fog. Automatically, you're just in a better mood when you come out here. Just enjoy a little coffee, just kind of sit there with your thoughts. This is my morning routine. It's not like a 4-hour sprint. Just get some caffeine, get to work.
Yeah. For the dogs, them, you know.
Everybody wanna know how shit get like this, man. In the whole city. It's just crazy, right?
All right, so we are finally making it up to the mountains. Just a day late, but hit a pretty good trade today. As you can see, I've literally already delayed this a full day. So yeah, we're gonna take a pretty nice drive up through Townsend, and this is completely beautiful. I actually haven't got to take my McLaren up here, so I'm really excited for that. And it's pretty foggy, so we're gonna get some pretty sick shots.
It's just crazy right now. This shit ain't gonna stop. This shit gonna get a lot more worse. We're getting better.
Look, mama hit my phone and said rap's no good. Better than it telling me the check's no good.
This combo goes crazy. Having her pull up in this, the G-Wagon when it's rolling is probably like one of the hardest cars, especially this color. This is the business vehicle. I gotta use a business car.
Did you do 100% on this, or what like percentage did you?
Yeah, the big beautiful build. I literally got it right after that. So I got to depreciate all of it. The thing is too, a lot of people don't realize if you sell it, and another thing people do is they get these and then don't use them for business. I have my personal car, like that, the McLaren is my personal vehicle. That's what I use for personal. This is all for business. But like a lot of people just get only a business car and they're like, yeah, 100% of my miles are for business. It's like, it's not how it works, bro.
ASAP. Mr. Pistol Popper, Blocko locked and loaded. Life's a bitch and she pussy pop. No why, cause I got her open. That pussy soaking. Fuck is you promoting? Yeah, you claim you rage, you hate it like you live in Oakland. I'm a rat town niggas with the roof bag. Introduce you niggas to the new swag. Niggas say a nigga boy too bad. I'm so stupid on this new ad. Fuck, I'm so stupid on this new cash. $1,000 drawers just to hold my balls. All I ever do is let my juice sag. Pot gone, but the juice back. Get your popcorn, juice snacks. It's a movie, nigga, with a new cast. Get the news flash, get the truth back. This is boom back, mixed with new rap. Look at all the niggas that I blew past. Hood by Ed to the do-rag. Nigga, make way for the new jacks.
Made it alive. Wasn't that bad?
Yeah, beautiful.
You happy for the ride to be over?
Some of those turns were like...
I know, that's what I was telling you. That's why I didn't want to come last night. I was like picturing you in the G-Wagon at night. I was like, she is going to be so stressed.
Sorry,
Yeah. Gotta stay locked in. We got the kettlebell and then the essentials. If any of you guys are watching and know about Mellow Mushroom, leave a comment down below. But every time that I take people there, literally like a month ago, I was down here and we went to Mellow Mushroom and I took somebody that was from Jersey. And you know how like New York people and this pizza sucks, like this is not like New York pizza. But he actually was praising it and he verified it. He said it was valid. That's the one that you stepped in his poop, dude.
Yeah. Fuck him, bro.
A bunch of people, I still say this sometimes, I have to catch myself. My dad says bear, and that's his plural version of the word. Like a bunch of people that are from East Tennessee will say like there's a lot of bear out there. And it's kind of like this thing where it gets said so often you almost don't realize that that's not the right way to say it.
He's a funny man.
Dude, my dad is a character. He was in the last vlog, dude. You had to cut some shit out. He was talking about crazy shit. We left some of it in though. I was wondering, I was like, you know, your parents on a vlog is like, how are they gonna, he didn't give a shit. He was just still going. Like he's like, oh yeah, you got a camera? Cool. Just like telling the story. He's probably watching this right now. He watches all my stuff. Like he's super supportive of it.
My Nana is like Jesse's biggest fan. She's like, he's a movie star. He should be an actor.
She's the sweetest woman ever. She's honestly, she's like so cool too. Like I've had so many like deep conversations with her about like books that I've read.
She's a smart.
Like, yeah, she's super smart. She'd be like, oh, you need to read How to Win Friends and Influence People and like all these books that like you see these typical like gurus talking about. But she's like read them like a long time ago. She's fun too. She'll be like out in the casino.
She loves to drink. She loves to gamble.
She's
she
going.
loves to eat.
She's cool. Carb loading.
So what do you got to work on today?
Not a ton, just a couple meetings with my development team. We're trying to integrate some different ways to take the most profitable traders' data and find the patterns in that and then translate that so we can replicate that in other traders. Essentially, we're able to access all this data and then find any kind of correlations, inverse correlations with, you know, whether it's market moves, whether it's just their own trading, or even with other traders. It's actually really interesting because we've got some quants on deck that have pretty much opened up my eyes to the way that data in the markets can even be used. A lot of people don't understand that there are two different types of ways to leverage data. You can do quantitative or qualitative. The possibilities are pretty much endless. So to not get into some nerd stuff and bore you guys, overall, I am working on making this tool even better than it already is. All right, so now we're about to go to this restaurant that Anna picked, which is gonna be fire because every restaurant she picks is always good. And I'm looking forward to getting something a little more healthy than last night because, dude, eating healthy all the time and then eating pizza like that, bro, I've literally felt like I drank alcohol last night. I woke up at like 5 in the morning, was chugging water. I was so dehydrated. I don't know if it's just a fucking skill issue, but dude, whenever you don't eat like that and then you do, that shit fucks you up.
At last.
There are some places that have good venison, but anytime I eat it and it's, I don't know, I just think of when I was a kid. Because he would literally go and hunt and have like so much venison in his freezer, it would last like eternally. He literally would kill like 4 or 5 deer and just like, he actually like ate it all. Some Tennessee shit right there. We hunt for our food up in Tennessee if you've never been here.
Have you ever been hunting before?
Yeah, I went hunting one time. Like, actually more than one time. But
The accent came out when you said that one.
when I was a boy, my dad took me hunting when I was like 7 or 8 something, and I had like a shotgun. It's kind of crazy to think about, like a kid with a shotgun.
There's the scallop with the pork belly risotto, and we have the plus one, of course, the sesame cakes. There's a horseradish. I think we are to a level.
After after I started trading originally, and it kind of blew up. Like, the reason I started doing it was because I was in this group, and I would basically just like live stream to everybody and use YouTube as like the platform to do it on. And then it started kind of just blowing up, and then before you knew it, I had like 20,000 subscribers, and I actually started making videos, and it took off like pretty crazy. So it just kind of just happened, man.
That niche is so special, like paying good.
Yeah, it's really
deserve it.
yeah, thank you, man.
Thank you for sharing, by the way. I appreciate it.
Yeah, for sure.
Thank you.
Yeah, whenever we have the camera, people always ask like, what do you do and stuff. I feel like now the trading niche has gotten more popular. He's like, that's a hot niche. Like before it was like, if you said you're a trader, people are just like, oh, okay, this guy.
Yeah.
You know,
It's either like you're
trader.
a gambler, scammer, or you're like a suit on Wall Street. Like
Yeah.
it's one of the two.
Or all.
Yeah.
About to go home and film some content for you guys, even though I'm nearly comatose from this food, but we got work to do. So out here in the mountains, you gotta actually lock up the trash because there's bears everywhere. Hopefully that shot of the bear will come through on the camera. We don't know if it will. The FX3 is good for the dark, but we'll see how good it really is. But yeah, it's crazy. You just drive around, like every time I come up here, I see at least one. Last time we were at this gas station in the middle of town, like not downtown, but right outside of it. And my buddy was in the store. We were across the street because there was no parking. And I shit you not, he's just standing there. And this guy didn't believe me. There was bears everywhere up here. And he was on his phone. And dude, a bear literally like walked by him. He didn't even notice it. And still, he didn't believe the rest. We were like, bro. He was like, shut up. There wasn't a bear. I was like, dude, I swear. But they're pretty used to people. Like they're black bears, so they're not mean. It's not like a brown bear. And where they're so used to people, they don't actually like do anything. All right, so we are wrapping things up here, and I gotta say I'm ready to get home, get to my bed, my routine, healthy food. But it's been fun. It's been a lot of fun kind of escaping. It was a crazy couple of weeks building up to that live event, building this AI tool. It's good to get back into the flow of things. I'm big on taking a little bit of a break and escaping, but quickly getting right back into it, because that's the best way to renew any kind of motivation. Like as soon as you get burnt out and you just take a full break, it almost reminds you how much you actually love the grind. So anytime you're feeling burnt out, just go escape for a couple days. Maybe it's somewhere close by. Just change up the routine, change the scenery, but then always get back to the grind.